Here on the ground, change happens fast. Problems feel frequent and urgent. It's loud and anxiety runs high. From a satellite view, the Earth looks the same as it did thousands of years ago. We've been here before. Let's learn from our past and shoot for a better future.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of A Satellite View. I'm Todd Mikkelson, your host, speaking at you from Monday, August 24th, 2026, in the space and time continuum. And it was nice to take last week off. Went to a lake cabin with friends, got my head out of all of this stuff, and then came back and started to slowly get back into it. And what did we witness this week that I can report to you in this show? It feels good to be back, by the way. Thank you so much for being here with me. As you know, we need to stick together, and we need to keep our sense of humor about this. Donald Trump blabbing openly, revealing how stupid he is on economics, while he was having a little, I don't even know what you would call it anymore, a press event or something, with all these tech bros who all are out of touch with reality. I mean, how many punchable faces was in the room when he was doing this? Anyway, he's got all these oligarchs, these billionaire oligarch tech bros, and he's meeting with them or something in the White House as the moment where the United States debt exceeds $40 trillion passes. Yeah, anyway. And then we also saw him trying to show, like, this construction, grass is people too. Grass is people. People are grass. Grass has a lifetime like people. And this grass, this new grass, it's the best grass. It's the happiest grass in the world. This new grass on the White House, it's the happiest grass because grass is people. His dementia has just gotten out of hand. His health issues are really becoming a thing. Of course, we've been talking about it here for a long time, and now even mainstream media is starting to catch up. They cannot deny that, the Trump administration is lying to us about his health. Also, the White House is panicked about the bond market. The yield on the 30-year U.S. Treasury bond recently surged above 5.3% just this month, reaching its highest level since 2007 due to sharp market sell-off. Scott Bessent is supposedly the guy who's going to deal with this. And he had a press conference today where he's like, I'm here to announce that I'm under the orders of the president. I'm here to announce the Treasury Department is about to launch Operation Economic Outcast, the largest coordinated sanction on an adversary in world history. Now, I think in his mind, he was thinking, he sounded more like, I'm going off of the president's orders to declare Operation Economic Outcast on Iran. But instead, this is basically how he talks, and so then somebody, and he said in World War II, D-Day was a time where we turned the war around and it got rid of the enemy and so he's talking like this, So he's calling it Economic D-Day, and a reporter says, "Well, when they did D-Day, they didn't announce it; they just did it." So why are you announcing it and not doing it? Well, why would I put an economic calamity on the world? Why would I turn the world economy upside down? Okay, so that's what you think is going to be the result of this? So you're announcing that you're doing this thing, and then when you're asked, why don't you just do it now? You're like, why would I do that? I mean, this is what I'm announcing we're going to do, but why would I do that? Because it would be bad. You know, like, he seems even dumber than Trump. So we got to laugh at it, right? I mean, and also Canada. So we have a deal apparently with Canada. And then when we're going to get together to sign the deal with Canada, we totally change all of our terms. So Canada basically says, fuck you guys, and walk out of the room. And the whole world is seeing this. 50% tariff on car parts from Canada. So Doug Ford, who's a conservative premier of Ontario, he says, fine, well, we might just shut off the electricity then to you guys. You know, if you're going to take our toque off, we'll just turn around and shut off your electricity, eh? And there are also progressive premiers in other parts of Canada, but along with Doug Ford, they are singing the same song. They're lyrics from the same song. They're all sticking together. We are banding together against the United States. And this is Canada, supposedly our best friends. All right. So then what does Trump do? He imports rancid beef from Argentina, apparently. A reporter tries to say, why are you helping Argentina and not our American ranchers? You don't know anything about Argentina. Argentina's fighting for their life. Who are you? Shut up, piggy. You don't know anything. You're a girl. Girls shouldn't be on this airplane. No girls allowed. And, of course, that story, actually mainstream media is talking about it. Corporate media is starting to catch up because they can see what's coming. So they're starting to report actual things here and there, still not enough. But, you know, of course, the ranchers hear this story, and now they are, again, they're also turning on Trump. White farmers and ranchers who probably overwhelmingly most of them voted for Trump are turning against Trump because they're wondering, why are you giving us the fuzzy end of the stick? Is that something? I've heard that before. Is that a thing? You get the fuzzy end of the stick? What does that mean? I don't know. I hope it's not something really nasty but if it is, I don't know. Anyway, why are you giving us the fuzzy end of the stick on this? I'm not going to vote for Republicans anymore. So many of them are saying it. So Trump is just going, doubling, tripling, quadrupling, sextupling, going quadra on turning everyone against himself, turning everyone against him. It's maddening, but it's also quite marvelous. Some of the results of that, then, are starting to show themselves. And I'll talk about that. Let's take a short break. You're listening to A Satellite View. We'll be right back. And we're back on a satellite view. If you want to find our website, go to satelliteviewpodcast.com. You can sign up to be on our email list. Go to YouTube and search for Satellite View Podcast, and you can find our YouTube channel, and you can subscribe for free. And then if you go to Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter, you can find me at Todd Mikkelson. And on Facebook, it is at Mikkelson Politics. Don't ask me why that's different. It's a long story from a long time ago. I think that's all the stuff. Let's get back into this. Now, what is happening is that there are clear signs that the White House, the administration, is getting very nervous about the midterm elections. Now, the big fear is that they're going to cheat and they're going to, disallow a lot of voting. They're trying to stop mail-in voting. The courts are against them on all of those cases. They're losing over and over again in court. Also trying to get the voter rolls, trying to throw people off the voter rolls. They're losing, I think they're up to between 24 and 26 states where the Trump administration is trying to get the voter registration information, and they're being denied in now half of the states in the United States. They keep trying, though. Now there's a lot of talk, and again, on corporate media. Corporate media is talking about this, which is good. Corporate media, you listen to me here. I get information from, places like Midas Touch Network, Kyle Kulinski, Aaron Parnas, Katie Fang, and then 2 to many more weeks later, the corporate media starts to report on it. So they're starting to catch up. Anyway, what was I even talking about now? What's happening is that the cheating is being talked about even on mainstream media. Is he going to have armed guards at voting places? Maybe, but the fervor is so high right now for people. People are angry, and we've seen this in people retaliating against ICE, even especially right here in Minnesota. People aren't afraid of this. People are going to vote against the Republicans, even if it causes them danger. They will walk on broken glass with a gun pointed to their head to vote against the Republicans in this term or these midterm elections. And the Democrats are showing up in record numbers at all of these primary elections that people normally don't even know are going on, so they don't even show up. Democrats are like in Indiana, it was between 4 and 5 Democrats for every 1 Republican showing up and voting in the primary elections. Every state, the Democrats are breaking all-time records of showing up in primary elections, and the Republicans are not showing up at all. And the Republicans know this, and even people in the White House know it, and that's why the rats are jumping ship. The writing on the wall. Trump's staff departs ahead of possible turmoil. President Donald Trump heads into the second half of his term with key vacancies among his senior White House staff. That means whoever comes off the bench must contend with the possibility of a Democratic-controlled Congress, a slew of subpoenas, a lingering war in the Middle East, and an open Republican presidential primary. James Braid, the top liaison to Congress, this week announced his exit. Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt said she would depart a week before him at the end of September. Replacements for either have not been announced. Now, Caroline Leavitt left for maternity leave, and she went and had a baby. And you would think then she would have just called from home and said, I'm not coming back. I've decided I need to stay home with my kids. My new baby, I really want to be a mom now. Because that's what she's saying now. But She came back after her maternity leave. And then, after just a short period of time, just a couple to a few weeks, and by the way, just a few minutes after she was left on the decoy plane in that incident where Donald Trump took his other girlfriend onto the catering truck and took a different airplane because they thought the plane that he left Caroline Leavitt on was going to be attacked. Just a few minutes after that happened, Caroline Leavitt said, "I'm quitting." Why did she even come back? She came back for, 2 or 3 weeks and then announced that she's done. That's kind of weird. The president is also losing 2 key legal hands as he grids for an onslaught of congressional oversight and potential litigation if Democrats take control on the Hill. So these are lawyers that would be trying to fight against these Democratic congressional hearings and subpoenas and possible prosecution. Potential litigation is what it says. Trump announced Friday that his pardon attorney and longtime ally Ed Martin would leave for the private sector, coming on the heels of a similar announcement regarding White House counsel Dave Warrington. The rats are jumping ship because they know the Democrats are going to take everything over and they're going to subpoena and investigate and litigate, prosecute, sentence. Todd Blanche, if he's not, found to have, quote-unquote, committed suicide somewhere, will likely live out his days in prison. By the way, pardons. Ghislaine Maxwell, if she gets a pardon, everyone thinks she will be found and it'll look like she committed suicide. So, that's not funny, but you know what I mean. We're dealing with the mob. This is the mob. This administration is the mob. So what happens? His pardon attorney, Ed Martin, quits. I'm out of here. I'm not going to be a part of this. I wish you safety, Ed Martin. Stay safe, if you know what I mean. Also, more and more information comes out about the cover-ups of our Secretary of War Crimes, Pete Kegbreath. 15 U.S. bases, military bases, in the vicinity of Iran, around the Gulf. 15 are permanently non-accessible to the United States. They are ruined. They were bombed. They were decimated by Iran. They're telling us 18 people died? Right. 18 people died. So now we know 15 bases are decimated in this war. Iran kicked the United States' ass. And what's Trump doing? I want to build these warships. I hate the way the stealth looks. I don't like it. All the modern ships, they suck. I want to go back to the ones from before World War II. I want to make them look like that. So he's spending hundreds of billions of dollars on that. And it's antiquated. It's not going to work. Iran kicked our ass by using these inexpensive drones. That's modern warfare. Ukraine right now is the state-of-the-art war, using inexpensive drones, and Trump is like, I want to build these beautiful ships. I want the enemy to see them coming. Stealth, I don't care if it saves all the sailors on the ship by not getting bombed because our enemies can't see the stealth. I want our enemies to see these beautiful ships I'm building. These beautiful, great ships I'm building. I don't care if they knock them out of the water. So, insanity after insanity. Trump has a car race, a Grand Prix on the National Mall on Sunday. I couldn't believe it. I did not know it was happening until it was happening. And then I'm like, are you motherfucking kidding me? And apparently then Melania and him, he got in a big fight and she stormed off because of the other woman who, by the way, we're finding out has access to top secret information, even though she didn't have a clearance for over a year. Yeah. This is the craziness that's going on. But we see what's coming. The midterms are coming. And the Democrats are already ramping up. I've told you, especially Jamie Raskin is getting ramped up. He is ramped up to do these investigations, pull in these subpoenas, do these litigations and prosecutions and impeachments. Do you think Kegbreath is going to be impeached? Do you think Kash Patel is going to be impeached? Do you think maybe Kamala Harris said, we got to rethink the Supreme Court? We got to rethink the Electoral College. Everybody's feeling jilted by the Electoral College. George W. Bush and Donald Trump got in by losing elections, but supposedly winning Electoral College. Yeah. No. Anyway, that's what's coming. That's what the future is going to hold. We are going to bring it. We have already been bringing it. The power of the people is palpable. We are working on it. You are working on it. We will stick together and make all this happen. I want to play here finally a video. Now, if you're listening, you'll hear it, not see it. Obviously, I don't think I needed to tell you that. I think you're smart enough to figure that out. Anyway, but if you see this on video on our YouTube channel, then you'll get even more out of it. But people like Elon Musk, who said, I found money cannot buy me happiness, cannot buy happiness, because I'm very sad because everyone hates me, because you're a dick. You hate everyone. That's why your life is going so horribly. If you did something nice once in a while, you would probably feel more happy. You would probably feel better. But all of you billionaire oligarchs who, by the way, you spend, do you spend the same amount of money trying to lobby Congress to make sure that they don't tax you that same amount of money? Just pay the tax. You're spending the same amount of money. Why doesn't it go to like fixing roads and supporting education or healthcare instead of paying a lawyer or paying Congress, paying lobbyists? You people don't want to give up a penny of your money, even though you have no idea how to spend that much money in 50 lifetimes. You are disgusting. And that's probably a big reason why you're so unhappy and greedy and selfish pieces of non-human bile. Here is a woman, of course, a woman who obviously is at least a millionaire. Here's what she did with a large amount of her money.
It began as a mystery Thursday afternoon. The Ross Valley School District's 100 teachers were told to gather at district headquarters, but they didn't know why. Then the superintendent had each principal give every teacher an envelope, but teachers were told not to open them until they heard from this woman.
The injustice of this tiny little enclave within Marin County that is not being treated equally.
That injustice Marin County resident Maya Kristen is talking about is the fact that last year funding for this school district was in the bottom 4% statewide, and teachers were the lowest paid in Marin County.
We as citizens, we can write direct checks.
Teachers were then told to open their envelopes, and each found a check from Kristen in the amount of $9,161.70. Mouths were wide open before teachers broke out in a cheer.
I mean, it's life-changing. I couldn't be more grateful.
This feels great to have
people right here in the community wanting to support public education and public educators.
So I don't think I've ever experienced such a beautiful gift from someone I don't even know or haven't taught their kid.
I have 3 kids, and there's lots of activities that they want to do that we can't always afford to pay for because of my salary, and it's with this kind of money, like there's a few things I can actually say yes to that they want to do. So it's just really exciting and huge for our family.
District officials say while this is an affluent area, the district still receives little funding.
The property values are really high in our district, but the assessed value is really low because people move here and they stay here. So Prop 13 has kept our tax base quite low compared to other Marin districts.
Teachers lined up to thank Kristen for her $1 million personal donation. She hopes other longtime Marin County residents will do the same.
My hope was then folks like you would be here and word would get out, and Marin residents who, value public education would step forward in one way or another, whether it's a direct gift or a political act or a foundation pull or something.
At the Ross Valley School District, Dan Kerman, Cron 4 News.
So I saw that video, I found it, and it made me feel really good. It made me feel much better about humanity in general. I wanted to share it with you, hoping that you would have the same reaction. There are good people, even good rich people, of course, who want to do good things for other people in this world. We got to remember that. Be careful of where you take in the news. Especially corporate news wants to keep our hair on fire. That's how they keep viewership going. Now, even they are starting to see the writing on the wall, and they're starting to report actual reality. They're starting to. Because they know that's going to be the future. They know that we're sick and tired of being scared. They know we're not going to tune in to their fear-mongering anymore. So even they are starting to change. So I hope that I have enlightened you with some things that you maybe didn't know about. I hope I've made you feel a little better. You and I, we got to stick together like we have been, and we will get through this as we are getting through this. We're pretty far through this. We're coming closer and closer to things getting much better very quickly now. So remember to take care of yourself. Enjoy the weather. The weather's still really nice in the northern hemisphere. I think it's starting to get better now in the southern hemisphere too. Enjoy your life. Do the things you want to do. You and I will get through this together. I thank you so much for being here with and for me. And I will speak at you next week.
Been listening to A Satellite View with Todd Mikkelson. Go to toddmikkelson.com for links and more information.